Mother's had a stroke.
How long are you going to be away?
A week. Or maybe 2.
French director Luc Besson's biopic of The Lady tells the story of an Oxford housewife who became the icon of democracy around the world. The film was screened at Asian Society in New York, where Besson was greatly applauded for his story on the Burmese Nobel Peace Laureate.
Because Aung San Suu Kyi is probably the most beautiful person I've ever met in my life, and her fight is very noble, and she needs some help from the artist community. She wrote this little line a couple of years ago: "Use your freedom to promote ours." So that's what I did.
Known as the Lady of Burma, Aung San Suu Kyi is revered in the country for her continuing struggle for democracy. Besson conveys that the passion for her dedication to human rights comes from the passion and love between her and her husband, Michael Aris. Starring in the film is actress Michelle Yeoh, who received heavy applause for her depiction of the lady.
And because there is such a powerful story of love, and I know Dosu is not going to like it because, like you say, she's always been very, very private. But that is what inspires people. That is what, when people see, they are moved and touched by what a family, a woman, a husband did for her people and her country. So I think that's why we wanted to tell the story this way.
Yeoh remembers going into Burma and coming across a lot of security and surveillance while in the country. However, within the recent weeks, there seems to be talks of reform in the country and Burma's willingness to engage with the West to end its isolation, a big contrast to the heavy scrutiny she was under only a few months ago.
You know what, we always have to be slightly optimistic, just warily optimistic. What we want them to do is to have dialogue, and I think if there is no dialogue, then there will be nothing going forwards. The most important thing right now is the attention of the world is on them.
Mary, an audience member, said she enjoyed the perspective of love, which opened her eyes to the broader sense of Burma's politics and the hardships in the country.
Before this movie, I don't really know that many details about Aung San Suu Kyi's life. I just heard about monks marching on the street in 2007, but I don't really associate to it. After watching this movie and recall, because I believe the director used some of the news footage in it, and I recall what happened, it's only a few years ago, so I feel really associated to the movie. And I also see that many people in the audience, I think the story really is universal.
Besson revealed that many of the actors in the film were not trained, since Burma didn't have an acting school. Many of the actors they used in the film were from Burmese refugee camps in Thailand, who had felt the pain under the military rule. Besson discloses that acting came naturally to many of them, but the most difficult part about training these actors was...
The mark is here, and the guy arrived and do like this. That's one version. So you say, you know, you have the mark, you have to stop, please. Okay. The second version is...
Your father fought and won independence for Burma.
The film's precision was exact, as it had every detail down to its core. From the house on 54 University Avenue to the flowers in the Lady of Burma's hair. Besson conveyed a love story as a way to entice the audience to understand the bigger picture of politics in Burma. Kaye, Voice of America, New York, New York.